Martell Holt is back at it again, and this time he's dragging Iranian Curry through the mud with a smug smirk on his face. After everything he's put her through, from years of gaslighting to publicly humiliating her on national television, Martell is now trying to rewrite history like he wasn't the very storm that wrecked both her life and his marriage. Fans are in disbelief after a recent interview surfaced where Martell had the nerve to say Iranian Curry was never wife material. Yes, you heard that right. The same Iranian he sneaked around with for nearly a decade. It's the same woman he had a whole child with behind Melody's back. The same woman he defended and protected for years while dragging his own wife's name. Now suddenly she's beneath him. The audacity calculated and drenched in bitterness. One minute he's praising Iranian for being there for him during the hard times, calling her a good person who understands him in ways Melody never did. The next he's reducing her to nothing more than a mistake. But let's not act brand new. Martell wasn't some innocent bystander who got tricked by a side check. He pursued Iranian. He courted her. He kept coming back to her. And now he wants to act like she was just some random? Nah, we're not buying it. Let's be clear. This isn't about defending Iranian's choices. She played her part in the destruction of a family, and she's had more than enough time to bow out gracefully. But what we're not going to do is let Martell spin this narrative like he was the victim in all of this. He chose to step out. He chose to lie, manipulate, and deceive not one, but two women, using each one for what they gave him emotionally, financially, and physically. And when the consequences finally caught up with him, he did what he always does, deflects blame and plays the martyr. And don't get us started on the way he's been portraying himself as a changed man. Sir, where? One moment he's preaching about co-parenting and personal growth, the next he's shading Iranian in interviews while still engaging in petty online spats with Melody. It's giving confusion. It's giving instability. It's giving I'm still lost and haven't healed from anything. And yet he expects the world to see him as this mature, reflective father who just made a few bad choices. Meanwhile, he's still out here causing chaos and refusing to take full accountability for the harm he's caused. Let's talk about the disrespect in that comment, not wife material. It's the kind of line that reveals how little regard Martell has for the women in his life. It's not just a dig at Iranian, it's a reminder of how he views women overall, as either worthy or disposable, as if the only value a woman holds is whether or not she fits into his idea of a wife. But let's be real. What does Martell know about being a husband? He couldn't even stay loyal in a marriage with a woman who built an empire with him, who held him down through thick and thin, and who gave him 4 beautiful children. If Melody, with all her grace, business acumen, and emotional strength, wasn't enough, then let's stop pretending Martell is qualified to judge anyone's wife's status. Iranian, for all her flaws and machines, was clearly led on. She believed the lies. She built her life around a fantasy Martell sold her. And while she's far from innocent, we can't ignore the emotional abuse and manipulation she endured. One minute he's whispering sweet nothings, the next he's ghosting her and popping up on Instagram Live with another woman. That's not love. That's control. That's power play. And the worst part is he continues to dangle hope in front of her just to yank it away when it suits his narrative. It's cruel and it's toxic. This latest interview is just another example of Martell rewriting the script, hoping people forget the chaos he's caused. But we remember the late night lives where Iranian cried on camera. We remember the leaked messages. We remember Melody's tears and heartbreak. We remember it all. And no matter how many interviews he does or how many filters he uses to paint himself as the victim, the truth remains. Martell Holt is the common denominator in all this mess. And let's not act like this is a one-time thing. Martell has a pattern. Build women up, use them for emotional security, then tear them down when they no longer serve his image. First it was Melody, now it's Iranian. Who's next? The fans are tired, the public is watching, and the clock is ticking on how long he can continue this performance before it all comes crumbling down again. And while Martell has continued to paint Iranian as the unfit one, fans aren't buying it anymore. Social media has lit up with receipts, screenshots, video clips that show Martell's manipulation patterns dating back to his marriage with Melody. What many are now realizing is that the same tactics he once used to break Melody down, gaslighting, projecting, and flipping narratives, are the same ones he's now using on Iranian. And it's disturbing. He's not just emotionally unstable, it's also unwilling to take accountability for the chaos he creates. It's as if he's stuck in a loop where every woman becomes the problem except him. Iranian, despite her flaws and choices, has started to gain unexpected sympathy. When she took to Instagram Live to speak her piece, you could see the exhaustion in her face. She didn't scream, she didn't curse him out, she simply told the truth from her side about the lies, the control, and the emotional torment. And for once, some viewers started to look past her side chick label and see the hurt woman underneath. It's no longer about defending Iranian's role in the affair. It's about recognizing that Martell has a pattern of exploiting women's emotions to keep himself centered in the drama. The irony is chilling. The man who once couldn't stop proclaiming Melody as his queen now can't stop dissecting why Iranian isn't wife material. He went from one extreme to the other, and fans are seeing through the performance. Martell doesn't want a wife. He wants control. He wants to be the one who gets praised and pitied while the women he hurts battle it out in public. But that formula is falling apart. The women aren't playing along anymore. Melody walked away, Iranian is starting to speak up, and Martell is unraveling with no one left to silence. Even the Martell defenders are growing quiet. Those who once championed him as a misunderstood man trying to hold his family together are slowly backing off. It's hard to defend a man who flips on every woman once she's no longer useful to his image. His recent podcast appearances, comments about mamas, and backhanded compliments to Iranian only serve as more proof that he doesn't know how to love without trying to dominate. It's painful to watch, but also necessary, because now the mask is slipping for good. At this point, many fans are calling for Martell to take a real break, not a fake social media detox, but real therapy, real accountability, and a real confrontation with the damage he's caused. Because no amount of flashy interviews, shirtless gym photos, or passive-aggressive captions will erase the fact that he has broken multiple women while refusing to do the work on himself. Healing can't happen when ego leads the way, and Martell, if he's honest, knows that. As for Iranian, whether you love her or dislike her, one thing is true. She's been caught in a toxic storm for years. But now, people are watching her closely, not to tear her down, but to see what she does next. Will she finally close the chapter and walk away for good? Will she find her own peace and purpose outside of Martell's shadow? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear, the women in Martell's orbit are waking up, and he's running out of places to hide. There's also the question of how Iranian is reacting to all this. So far, she hasn't clapped back the way she used to, and that's raising eyebrows. Is she finally done? Has she truly realized that Martell will never value her the way she deserves? Or is she quietly waiting for the next moment to expose him yet again? Because if history tells us anything, Iranian doesn't stay silent for long, and when she talks, she spills everything. Messages, recordings, the whole nine. Martell may think he's cleaning up his image, but he's only exposing the cracks in his mask. Every word he speaks about Iranian reveals more about him than it does about her. And this whole wife material mess, it's giving desperation, it's giving projection. Because deep down, Martell knows he lost a good woman in Melody, fumbled a whole other life with Iranian, and now he's stuck bouncing between interviews and social media posts, trying to convince himself he's still the guy. But the truth? He's not that guy anymore. It's just a cautionary tale in real time. And if Martell really wants to change, he needs to start by owning his actions without tearing others down in the process. Until then, all these rebranding efforts are nothing but smoke and mirrors. The fans see it, the blogs see it, and sooner or later, even Iranian will see it too.